film of the week.
Film of the week.
Film of the week. I've been living in the 70s and 80s this last week.
That's not a bad thing.
No, I've had a toss up between doing The Outsiders by Francis Ford Coppola.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh wow!
I put it on my to-do list.
Incredible film. But I won't review that one. I think what I'll do is My Cousin Vinny.
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man! I mean, I've seen it before. I watched it again last weekend, and it's just, it grips you. With it. It's just such a simple film. It's set in a courthouse. Most of the shots are done in the courthouse, but you're enticed. You need to know what happens next. But it's not like a high stress film. You're not sitting on the edge of your seat waiting to see what happens next. It's a very relaxed film, but it still keeps you engaged. And the characters are hilarious. The guy from The Karate Kid, can't remember his name.
Of course, yeah. See, I've only seen it. Excuse me, I've only seen it once, so I can't really comment that much on it.
Yeah.
But I did
Ralph
see it.
Macchio, I believe his name is. If that's right, someone needs to high five me. So future podcast, I need a high five for that. Joe Pesci, of course.
So love.
Oh yes, absolutely, can be him. And who else was in it? Joe Pesci's girlfriend.
In real life or in the film?
No, in the film.
In the film, yeah. I do remember she's kind of like, I don't know who she is though. Can't picture her face.
Marissa, I believe her name is something.
Okay.
Can't remember that one. I shouldn't be able to get the guy's name and not the girl's name,
But it is a good film though. Like, I was introduced to it in the summer actually. Never heard of it before, and I was really pleasantly surprised. It's like one of those films that's like it reminded me so much of like these other films, and I'm pretty sure there's a film where it's quite identical actually, where it's kind of like they fumble all the way through it. Got it. Liar Liar. Have you ever seen Liar Liar?
Okay, yeah.
You know, like at the end when Jim Carrey's character, he kind of like, he twists the whole court case, doesn't he? Right at the very end, like to get it in her favour.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, because he can't tell a lie, can he? So essentially he is kind of telling the truth.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminded me of that, where it's like, it goes through the whole film and then like they kind of have this like, an ending that you love though, because it's like, yes, they've done it kind of thing. Because like there's a part of me actually thinking that they may have or may not have done it. Like I wasn't even sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was Inception almost.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
Like I was just confused. So.
Yeah.
But you're a big fan.
I'm a big fan. I do enjoy it. It's a very good film. I'm an 80s and kind of John Cusack in the 80s. I mean, they're all kind of love films. High school.
Yeah. Well, the 80s high school films are like, they're the best high school
films. Absolutely.
If you're not counting Mean Girls.
Absolutely.
Then, you know, because I think Mean Girls is probably the best high school film ever.
I do love Mean Girls.
If you're not counting The Breakfast Club, which...
Yes.
It's... is it my favourite high school film? I'd say it's either... Mean Girls and Breakfast Club, it's one or two. It's somewhere there. So, but I know I'd agree with you that 80s films are some of the best. Like...
Absolutely.
There's nothing better than going back and watching an 80s film.
Yeah.
Unless you're watching it on Blu-ray, because it really just doesn't age very well.
No.
I don't think any film that didn't come out after the year 2000 isn't good for Blu-ray.
Right.
Like, I just wouldn't... Maybe some, actually. Depend. Oh, Terminator 2, actually.
Is that good?
I bought my dad Terminator 2 a couple of years ago on Blu-ray, and it is stunning what the transfer... Like, it came out in 1991. You know, that's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's for it to look that good on Blu-ray is astonishing. But there's not many films that can do it. So if you're going to buy Blu-ray, 2000 onwards, I would say.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, that's good advice. That's good advice. So, what would your film of the week be?
Well, as I said before, because I've just got so much money and there's just so much choice out there, I have to narrow it down. The last film I went to see was Skyfall. I mean, if we're talking cinema.
Okay.
I saw it literally the day after it came out, and I've never seen a cinema like it in my life.
Really?
It was the biggest screen, and they had two massive queues on either side. It was jam-packed.
Wow.
And it was actually that weekend as well that Skyfall set a record for the most people attending a cinema in one day on the Saturday.
Wow.
In the UK.
That's remarkable.
And then I was part of that record, so that was pretty cool.
Well,
so I was there on Saturday. But I did go and see it again about a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I went to see it a couple of weeks ago again, and the cinema was still packed.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, obviously just from here on there probably will be spoilers, because I was, you know, I have said about it, if you're going to talk about Skyfall, you can't not talk about it properly unless you've seen it. So and it has been out for over a month, so if you haven't seen it, then not my problem. So just, you know, block out your ears or something like that.
Spoiler alert.
But first thing I will say, one of the best Bond films I have ever seen.
That's remarkable.
It's
out of 22, 23?
20, I think it's the 23rd Bond.
It's the 23rd Bond.
Yeah, stunning.
Wow.
In a word, stunning. I just think I think they nailed it down, because they had a few studio problems getting up to, because it you know, the last one, Quantum of Solace, was out in 2008, so that was 4 years ago.
Wow.
And that, yeah, exactly. When you think about it, it's like that was quite a long time ago. They usually come out every 2-3 years, so it's been 4 years.
Yeah.
They did have a lot of financial problems. I know MGM did. So then Sony stepped in and said, "We'll co-finance it." So now you've got E01 Productions, you've got MGM, you've got Sony, you've got Columbia Pictures, all kind of chipping into it. But yeah, they obviously just went out. They got the best cast I think a Bond film's ever had.
Really?
You know, they've obviously got Daniel Craig. You've got Judi Dench, Zen again. Ralph Fiennes is in it as
really?
A kind of a government agent. Let's call him. You've got Naomi Harris, who plays a field agent. She was in 28 Days Later. Kind of the main girl.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. You've also got what is his name that plays the villain? I always forget his name.
Yeah.
But he was in No Country for Old Men. Javier Bardem, that's his name.
Evil looking man.
He won an Oscar for No Country for Old Men.
Fantastic.
I think it was Best Supporting Actor. And he, have you seen it?
I've not. It's one of the films I've not.
He is stunning in that film. See, last November they had like a panel where they just revealed the whole cast and the title and the director and stuff. So they had all that cast, and then Sam Mendes was the director, and he's an Oscar-winning director. You know, I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did American Beauty. Was married to Kate Winslet. So they had it nailed down. They were like, yeah. When they announced everything, I was like, surely they're gonna, you know, knock this one out of the park. And there was a lot of pressure. And when it came out, I think it was a couple of days just before it came out, and all the reviews, and in some of the reviews were saying, you know, this is like the best Bond. They've done it justice. And I went to see it, and I was properly blown away. I think they kind of went, they stripped it back, because it's the 50th anniversary this year. They definitely stripped it back, and it was kind of like almost like a classic Bond.
Okay.
In a way, they kind of there was because it's the 50th anniversary. They have a lot of hints and references to old films.
Yeah.
There's a brilliant bit because they bring back Q in this film.
Oh wow!
And his name's Ben Whishaw. Like, I think his name's Ben Whishaw. I'm pretty sure that's his name.
It sounds very familiar.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in it. He's definitely an up and coming kind of guy. He's definitely been in other things before. He plays a very young Q, and yeah, he nails it. And like Bond has a kind of a meeting with him. You know, Bond's not happy. He's just not happy because he's like a young guy. But yeah, he's in it. But more on that in a bit. But just the general. It's the film kind of. It's got a great opening, and you just know what happens in the beginning, that it's going to be like, right, okay, this is what this is going to be centered on. It's going to be kind of Bond's kind of, you know, coming back almost. Mention on the theme, Adele nailed it. Like, really? I think the song.
I heard a clip.
Yeah,
and it sounded fantastic.
Yeah, it suits it so well. If you hear the song, watch the film, walk out, and then you'll kind of know why some of the lyrics are chosen. It's kind of like quite perfect.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and there's so many references. Like, it just puts a smile on your face. Like, you're like, that is cool that they've kind of talked about that. And when Q's giving Bond some of the gadgets, you know, it's like all he gives him is a gun and a radio, small little radio. And, you know, Bond's like, you know, what the hell is this? What's going on? You know, and then Q's like, what did you expect? An exploding pen? He's like, you know, we don't do that sort of stuff anymore. You know, it's just those sort of references, and it's just like, it's that, and the cinema's like, everyone's laughing and stuff, and it's just such a great reference. And, you know, the film goes on, and when it gets to the reveal of the villain, and a lot of reviews said it as well, and I think that, I definitely believe it once you've seen it. It's like, he's got this same, can't take your eyes off him, like the Joker from The Dark Knight. It's like, his presence, he just steals it.
Wow. You
know, and like, he's quite camp, you know, like classic Bond villains, but at the same time, he's got this streak in him that's, it's like, but like, yeah, again, like the Joker, it's just like unexpected what he's going to do. You just don't know what he's going to do.
Okay, wow.
And yeah, I've got to say, I think it may be the first time I've ever cried at a Bond film.
Really?
Yeah.
That's remarkable. That's remarkable. I need to see it now.
Yeah, you need to see it. You need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that is my film. Probably film of the year, actually.
Wow.
It was always going to be between The Dark Knight Rises and Skyfall, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Do you not like Dark Knight Rises?
It was terrible.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why?
Because most of the way through it was absolutely phenomenal. You've got Bane as this brilliant enemy.
Yeah, no, he was cool.
And then it just turns out at the end that he's not the mastermind of the whole thing.
But that was quite a cool twist, I thought. Because I kind of just thought, it's like... I did enjoy that. I think the way they executed it wasn't brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought the last scene that involved Bane was like, why did they do that?
Awful.
That was ridiculous.
Absolutely awful.
But it was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
But can I just mention Anne Hathaway, right? I am in love with Anne Hathaway, and I thought she nailed Catwoman. I'm just going to put it out there. I think she's probably the best Catwoman.
Yeah.
I was always a fan of Michelle Pfeiffer.
There are
right?
many things I could say about nailing Catwoman. Let's just focus on your love of Anne Hathaway.
But
yes.
do you know? I just think I thought she was brilliant. Like, I remember a lot of people saying, why have they chosen Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
But the same people said that about Heath Ledger with the Joker. Like,
True.
why have they chosen him?
True.
And look